Welcome to Coffee and Gumbo, where we talk about all things hot, spicy, and flavorful.
What's up, CNG fam? Welcome to another edition of Coffee and Gumbo.
Yes, welcome back. Welcome back. Can you believe this is episode number 2 already?
Yes, girl. Episode 1 was awesome. I'm telling you, Dr. Brown brought that knowledge. He dropped some gems. It was awesome.
Yes, it was. He let us in on some important information. I came away from that podcast fully informed. We promised you, fam, that we were going to bring y'all great informative content, and that is just the beginning. So thank you so much to our first guest. We will definitely, for those of you, in case you missed it, we will have a link to that recording so you can get a taste of what we experienced on our last show.
So make
before
sure
we begin, though, I always have to check in with my sis.
Yes, if you missed it, make sure you tune in because that one was awesome.
So sis, how is your spirit today? How you feeling?
My spirit is feeling rejoiced today.
All right, same here.
Ready to accept some of these dreams so we can get it chasing.
All right. She is giving us a great segue into our next series. We are going to take a strong left-hand turn from where we were and take you guys in a whole different direction. As we talked about before, we want to inspire you. We want to help you meet your goals, give you those tools and information to do the things that you guys want to do in life. So this next guest is going to be part of our Dream Chaser series. We're going to be bringing that to you over and over again, highlighting people who have been chasing their dreams in different industries, different categories. And I am so excited for this guest today. So how do we begin? All right. Let me introduce her, starting with how I know her. I call her my friend to the end. She is my sister from another mister. She is one of the best mothers I know to 2 beautiful girls, one of whom calls me godmother. You guys may know her a little bit differently, though. She has the voice of an angel. She is known to the world, in which she became known was when she was on American Idol season 6, and she was a finalist. And so we are so very excited and honored to welcome to the CNG podcast, Miss LaKisha Jones. Hey. Welcome.
Thank you. Welcome. We're glad to have you. We're glad to have you. Thank you for coming on.
Absolutely. I mean, come on, coffee and gumbo. Who don't like that?
Tell me about it.
Okay.
I got it. All right. Guys, we want to just start and give LaKisha a chance to kind of introduce herself for those of you that may not be living on Earth and don't know who she is. So LaKisha, give the Coffee and Gumbo fam a little intro, LaKisha style.
Okay.
Well, tell us about yourself.
Listen, I always like to say I'm everybody's homegirl, okay?
That's right.
I'm LaKisha Jones, better known as Kiki.
Yes.
Born and raised from Flint, Michigan, currently live in Houston, Texas, finalist on American Idol 2007, 2 weeks from winning the show. I've done Broadway, I sing, I act, all those things. And the most important job of all is that I'm a mom.
That's right.
I have 2 beautiful daughters, Breon and Ava, who absolutely keep me busy, but I love it.
All right. Well, we have so many questions. We are trying to anticipate what our Coffee and Gumbo family wants to know. Okay. We purposely did not give you any preview. So guys, what you hear, what you see is what you get. So
that's it.
keep it on because
Yes.
This is gonna get
Yes.
interesting. So who's gonna
Okay.
go first? Who's gonna go
Me.
first? Okay,
Me.
go right ahead.
Me. I want to ask my question first. So my question to you is that when did you discover or when did you know that you can sing? Because see, I be singing in the shower, I be singing around the house, and baby, you can't tell me that I am not humming. So,
Right?
but when did you really, when did it hit you and you was like, dang, I really got this talent. I can really sing.
You know what? I started singing at the age of 5. I started singing in church. And it was only because of my grandmother, who's now passed on. She would always say, Keisha, get up and sing the solo. And I really be looking like a deer in headlights, like, hold on now. I don't know. And I'll get up there and I'd sing, but I would close my eyes. And I literally would not open my eyes or say anything on the microphone. And then people kind of kept saying, like, you have a beautiful voice, or you're so anointed. And I thought, like, me? Like, oh, okay. And I sung in school. And then the more they kept saying it, I'm like, okay, maybe I do have something here. Let me perfect this craft. Let me, see about singing more. And so I did more solo singing in church, and that's where it all started.
So when did you pivot to?
Oh my God. I would say the pivot came probably in high school, because
Okay.
I was in a cappella choir, and then I was in a group called Madrigals. In Madrigals, we got to like leave school early and go sing for the mayor,
Okay.
Miss school and go on trips and things like that. And then I auditioned in my freshman year of high school for a cappella choir. And typically they don't let freshmen in a cappella choir. But my teacher, Mr. Petrick, he was like, oh yeah, okay, we gonna have you in here. But the one thing about it was Mr. Petrick was a stickler on singing properly, like singing from your diaphragm and not just singing like I was singing in church, because the anointing get on you, you just let go. And so he was, I'm like, hold up. And he's like, you know what? You have a beautiful voice, but we want to make sure that you're singing properly so that you can sing for a long time. And so he started teaching me, the proper dynamics of singing and taking care of my vocal cords. And then that's what happened. And hey.
Yeah, because I know we talked about before how you really, before you got into singing, you didn't really have that formal training. You learned it in the church. So it sounds like that was your first really chance that you had gotten to really start honing the craft and learning like the fundamentals of your voice. So that's awesome. I have a question.
Oh Lord.
I know a lot, so I gotta watch what I say, because I know a lot. But you said, when did you know? When did you realize that you wanted to take this like to the world? How did you get girded up or get yourself ready to say, okay, I feel like I can't just sing, I can sing. Okay. And I feel like I can do this. When was that?
I would say the more I kept singing in church, the more God kept putting in my heart, like, I got you, and this is something you're supposed to do. So and it's still, even to this day, sometimes when I want to give up, I still be like, hold on. God comes back and assures me that this is my gift and my talent, this is what I'm supposed to do and share with the world. So I would say when I got on Idol, after singing all these years in church, and then, singing in school, when I got on Idol, it was one point in the competition that I know it was nobody but the Holy Spirit. And that was the point that I knew, you know what? This is for me to share with the world. I'm on the right path, because he took me every step of the way. And when I was doubting and when I had questions, he was right there. And that was the point that I knew, like, you know what? I'm on to something, and I am supposed to share this with the world. This is what I'm supposed to wake up and do.
Yeah, I think I can relate to that, because we were all a nervous wreck when you were on the Idol, and you were so calm and so like focused.
Yes.
Like, how is she getting up there in front of these people and just doing it,
And the thing was, like, I wanted more for my kids. I wanted more from my babies. And I had already worked the job, got laid off. I was struggling. And then I'm like, I gotta go full throttle on this thing. I really do, because this could make or break and open doors for me to change my life for me and my children.
Mhm.
And it absolutely has.
So that was your motivation, right? To do
Oh,
American
my
Idol.
baby. Absolutely. Still to this day, my girls are my motivation. Like, go out there, do your best, be your best. You never know who's out there looking at you. So that's my motivation.
Yeah, and I can totally get that because I'm the same way. You know, we we got to do what we got to do for our babies, for our kids.
Absolutely.
So how do you juggle like your career and being a mom? So how does that work? How do you find, it's got to be a balance, huh?
It has to be a balance, and it takes a village, you know.
Absolutely.
Yes, it takes a village. One who you know personally over there is part of my village, okay? Like, I tell you, I do not know how I could do it without these people, these wonderful people that God has blessed me with in my life, who I can trust with my children. I could go anywhere in the world and know that they're safe, they're cared for.
Right.
And it is the best thing in the world, because I wouldn't be able to go on stage and perform, if I was worried about my kids.
Right.
So it is definitely a juggling act, because, when I first started, my oldest was 3 years old. She turned 4 on the first show, and she got to go with me a little bit more than now my 13-year-old does, because times were different then. I lived in California. And so, it really is a juggling act, because once I come off stage, the eyelashes come off, the hair's gone. Listen, I'm in a hat, some spandex, and I'm looking crazy half the time. But that's being mom.
Right. So you lived in California. So how's your so you were born and raised in Flint. Yes. And then from there, did you go to California, or where did you go from there?
I will tell you that my audition was in New York, because from Flint, Michigan, I lived in Virginia Beach, because that's where I was at first, because I worked at the bank. I was a bank teller when all of this started, and I got laid off my job in Houston, and I went to Virginia Beach because my cousin was in the Army there, and her daughter was graduating high school. So I went, and I'm like, oh, I like it here. So happened I stayed an extra week. There was a job fair, honey. I went to the job fair, put my best foot forward, got hired on the spot, and the rest is history. I literally left the bank singing.
Now, I'm going to get a little in your business as I can, because I'm your friend, because there is a little known fact that people don't know about American Idol.
What could
You know
that
what
be?
I'm talking about?
I don't know.
Was that your first trip to American Idol?
It was not my first trip to American Idol. Absolutely. It was not.
Surprise. Tell that story a little bit. I think people need to hear that.
It was not. It was my second time, actually, because my oldest daughter, Breon, at the time, she was 5 months old, my very first time, because American Idol had came to Houston. And I literally had her with me, and the producers let me go back home and be a mom, and told me, don't worry about it. You passed this round of the audition. You don't have to stand in line any longer. You can come back. And then I was all excited. I'm like, oh, I made it. I think I made it. And that was the time that it just wasn't in my cards. It wasn't for me. It wasn't what God had for me. And I was so hurt by it, because I thought, man, this was my time. This was 2003. And then you fast forward 4 years later, 5-month-old to a 4-year-old. And now I'm in New York driving, and I drove from New York, or from Virginia Beach to New York from the bank. I actually had the day off, and I drive in my S90 Volvo. Okay, listen. And that's when they had those video, you can put a DVD, but you can plug it in the lighter thing, and it flops up like this. Girl, that was what was entertaining my baby in the backseat. We had peanut butter and jelly sandwiches.
Wow.
And mama was on the road, and we was gone.
And what I love about it is you didn't tell a lot of people you were doing it. And that's one of my things. Sometimes when you have a dream and you have something that you are serious about it, you got to be quiet.
Yes.
And walk in it.
Yes.
And don't necessarily tell everybody around you.
No, because everybody doesn't have your best interest.
Absolutely.
And everybody doesn't want to see you succeed. This world is so full of people who send their representatives. And so
Mhm.
they be like, oh yeah, we like you, we for you, we da 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 da. And meanwhile, they're in the corner praying against you and hoping that you don't become a success.
Mhm.
You
Yeah,
know,
you
so I
don't
was
bring that bad energy.
That's right.
exactly.
Yeah.
I was like that on the show too, very quiet and secretive, even when it came to my song selection. When it came to us like doing the show, because a lot of people don't know, like we do the whole show before you even see it, and then we do it live because we do a run through.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Songs and everything. And I would walk around with a scarf on and my coat on. And I never would, if I was gonna move here or turn left or do something, I never did it at rehearsal. It always happened live on the show.
Wow.
Okay. I did not know that about American Idol.
Yes.
So what are some other fun moments that you experienced doing American Idol? Did you get to meet like some celebrities, some cool people? And
yes, indeed. Oh my God. Okay, let's start with I had dinner with Tom Cruise at Rupert Murdoch's house in the Hills. Yes, indeed. I met Quincy Jones. I got to sing for Diana Ross.
I remember that.
I got to sing for Jennifer Lopez, Gwen Stefani. The list goes on and on about the experiences and the judges and the coaches we had every week, depending on the theme. We shot like videos every week for Ford. So we did commercials every week as well. It was just an unbelievable experience, something that I carry deep in my heart, and it will definitely be with me for a lifetime.
So which one would you, in your opinion, which one do you think was the best experience? Like, which one would you say was the one that was just took it over the top?
The song?
The experience.
Oh, gosh.
I think it was when you kissed Simon. That's what
Oh, my God. You're going to bring that up, huh? Okay, we're going to go there.
I thought you might be the only contestant ever that did that.
On the lips.
He said you had nice lips.
Listen, he said I had nice lips and I'm a good kisser. And listen, if Simon is available, but he's not available anymore, but back then, we couldn't fraternize with nobody, we had to sign paperwork. But I think he was liking a little Coco.
But so he ain't that mean. He ain't mean after all.
No, I really like Simon because he gives you the real. Not sugarcoating anything. Only time I would say that he rubbed me the wrong way was when he told me I was yelling. And I'm like, ain't nobody yelling. I think I said it just like that. Ain't nobody yelling, on the show. But other than that, I think he wanted another big moment from me. And a lot of times on the show, what people don't understand is we have to get every song that we perform cleared. And so if the writer or the producer of the song don't clear it, we can't sing it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
I had picked up my sleeve, but I didn't get the song clearance. So that kind of messed me up a little bit.
Yeah. Okay.
I want to pivot just a little bit because, after Idol, where you were fourth, and it was so funny because as sad as we were, you did so much being fourth. It was like the next day you were on Ellen, you were on all these talk shows while, the rest of the people were still kind of battling it out. You were out there being seen. Yes. And after that was over with, you guys went on tour. And then like a year later, you tell us, we go to New York, y'all. It's Broadway.
Yes.
How different, or how did you prepare yourself for that next level? Because that was big, going to be starring in a Broadway show with Fantasia and Shaka Khan and it was just so many people. Phoebe Winans, thank you for helping me out with that. We love you. How did you prepare yourself for that? Because I felt like while American Idol was bigger than life, Broadway is a whole other situation.
It really, really is. I will tell you, I didn't prepare for it. It was one of those things that I got thrown into, which was a blessing because when I was on tour, I got asked to come and audition for it. And I'm thinking like, oh my God. But I wasn't prepared. I was so intimidated. I was very intimidated when I first went to Broadway because I didn't have the formal training. I didn't go to school for acting. Meanwhile, my cast are people with degrees in the fine arts and acting and theater world. And here I am, the girl from American Idol, but my picture is outside, you know? And so I felt a little like, oh my God, like, are they gonna respect me? But they welcomed me with open arms, things that I didn't know, they taught me. They were very receptive to open to new ideas and things that I thought about, or maybe if I sung it like this, or if I did it like this. And it was an unbelievable experience. And absolutely, it was very taxing because you do 8 shows in 5 days.
Mm-hmm.
8 shows in 5 days.
Wow.
So it was a lot of back and forth. And I played 2 characters. I played Sophia along with Shaka Khan. We alternated the role, and BB Winans was our harpo. And then I played the church soloist who opened up the show.
So this was the Color Purple play.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, the Color Purple. Yes.
Okay.
It was just an amazing experience. And I mean, I never forget the time that they were like, Oprah's in the audience. And I'm like, wait, what? Oprah's in the audience. Oh, I really, let me put it on for real now. You know, and I got to go backstage and meet her and Gail, and BB Winans' brother was there, Marvin Winans. I mean, it was just chaotic, but fantastic. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to go back on Broadway again.
Okay. So what advice would you give to somebody that, like you said, you were feeling intimidated? You know, you just, had that feeling, because I know some people have talent. It may very well not be singing, but it could be other talents that somebody has, and they may just be holding back for whatever reason. They may feel intimidated, or I'm not good enough, or like you said, there's other people here that are better than me, so let me just not do it. Let me just step back. Or, what advice would you have for somebody that's like straddling the fence, or just trying to, don't want to take that leap?
Well, I would first of all say, don't straddle the fence. Don't be lukewarm. Don't be lukewarm in your gifts and your talents. Don't be lukewarm in your faith either. But first of all, you have to believe in yourself, because you're your number one cheerleader. You're your number one fan. When everybody else has gone away and all the noise has stopped, you really have to dig deep within yourself and pull those things out. And also, if it's something that you really want to achieve, then work on your craft. Don't just sit at home and watch other people be great and look at them on TikTok and Instagram and, like, man, I know I can do this, but you're not out there perfecting your craft so that when God gives you that opportunity or that moment, you're ready for it. And I tell sometimes when I'm home, I also do private vocal coaching and helping kids get ready for auditions and things like that. And I tell my students sometimes, I tell them, like, listen, I need you to be able to walk in the room, sing any genre of music, a cappella, without music, because you're not going to always have music. And what happens if the music stops? You need to be ready for any and everything. But number one is just believing in yourself and being able to, as a storyteller, as that's what I like to say, is when you're singing, you're telling a story, is the believability of it, and to pull the audience in and to make them believe every word that you're saying, hanging on to every note. Don't give up. Keep chasing the dream, because if God put it in your heart and he gave you that gift, he didn't give it to you to sit on. You got to use it.
Yeah. I will say this about that. I have heard you sing too many, I can't even count how many times. But let me just say, you have never stopped working on your craft. You work the same way, I feel like, on your voice and on your pitch, like you did before you were even on American Idol. And I think that's a testament to how you've been able to keep moving. But I have another question to pivot off of what Stacey had talked about. What would you say to the person who says, I've been I've been believing in myself, I've been believing in God and this gift that he's given me, but things just don't seem to be coming together. And they are just about to say, you know what, I'm gonna throw the towel in. This is just maybe this is not for me, what words of wisdom do you have for them that might help them to see that this, this ain't it, this is not the end?
Well, you started off with the right word right there. Pivot. Don't give up. Pivot. It's not always gonna go exactly the way you dreamed it. Let me tell you, right now, I am a living, walking testimony that it ain't going the way that I dreamed it, that I imagined it. Even after all the success and all the things that have happened, I am still every day trying to get the next opportunity, trying to get the audition, trying to get somebody to believe in me and help me get this and do that and do this. Sometimes you got to pivot. Sometimes you got to go, if you didn't try left, it ain't working. Maybe now it's time to go right. You have to be creative in this new industry that we're in, basically, because even with me, I was like not big with social media. I still am not that great. My daughter, my 13-year-old has to help me with videos. And because I'm like, oh, I'm so private. I really don't like to bring people in. And she's like, Mommy, people, listen, they're doing videos. You got to say something. You have to try something different. But one thing is to not give up, because I've been in that situation. Trust me, what you see right here is not all put together all the time. I have breakdowns and struggles. But see, my struggles help me reach my goals.
That's right.
My struggle goes to my goals.
Yes.
So, and I just never stop believing. It gets hard. You're going to cry. You're going to get told no. You really do have to have a tough skin in this industry, because I get more no's than I get yeses.
Yeah.
I had things that I thought I was like really, really sure I got it. And it didn't happen. And I'm like, Lord, like, why not me? Why am I not on the video shows? Why am I not, at the red carpets? But God has a plan for each and every one of us. And it's just for you. That plan he has for you is just for you. And what God has for you, what God has for me is just for me. And can't nobody take that away. And if you remember that in all of it, God is your source and everything else is a resource. If you remember that, I have to tell myself that daily. God is my source. When I don't have, God is my source. Everything else, the auditions, the singing gigs, that's the cherry on top. That's the cherry on top. But the source is him. And when you know that, and you walk in that, know who you are, whose you are, don't give up, work hard, keep going, don't give up. You can't help but win.
Yeah, I definitely feel you, because I experienced that with my book. It took me 2 years for it to come to fruition. I had like many stumps in the road and stopped and and along the way, and wanted to give up and like, okay, I ain't gonna do this. But God said, no, you better start, you gotta get up and keep moving, you know. So, I totally get it. Like it ain't gonna go the way that you want it to go.
Never.
But it definitely go the way that it's supposed to go.
That's it. That's right.
I have a planner I look at every day, and the planner says, for I know the plan I have for you.
Come on now.
And I have to live on that. And what a blessing I am. I've been able to let you cry on my shoulder when you was going through. She crying on my shoulder when she trying to write this book. Okay, it's my turn next, y'all.
Okay, come on.
Come on with it. Come on with it.
We here for you.
This is another thing. I have had podcast, YouTube on my vision board for so many years. And I finally said, come on now. Don't put this on the vision board again. And look, I got my friend here.
Look at this.
On this Coffee and Gumbo.
Yes. And it's beautiful.
And I'm loving it. And I am loving you for coming on here and being our guest and providing these words of wisdom. Now, we got another question before we move on.
Yes.
Because, we're going to have different people come on to talk about dream chasing, but you're here from the entertainment industry, and the entertainment industry can be
brutal.
What's the word? tough.
Yes.
So for people who are watching this that may want to get into singing or to acting, do you have any nuggets for them on how to navigate this entertainment industry? What to watch out for, or the what to do or what not to do? Any little nuggets?
Yes. First things first, be in charge of your own finances. That's number one.
Okay.
Don't give anybody all the control. I made that mistake when I first got off the show, and I had other people signing the checks and sending me, and then you don't even know what you really are getting. And then you have the people who are supposed to be representing you who are really crooks and taking advantage of you. So that's number one. Number two is you're going to have a thick skin. I can't say that enough. You're going to have a thick skin in this business. Watch out for everybody who's so eagerly ready to just, fly here and have you spend money and come out and do this on your own dime. Because I believe that if somebody really believes in you and they want to help you pursue this, then they're not like, send me this money and, I got to do this and send me the money for this and cash at me this and do, you know what I'm saying? Taking advantage of you, because what you're doing is really filling their pockets and they really are not getting you any opportunities. Check the internet, Google, all of those things are good resources. Do your research upon who you're having to become your manager and your agent. Make sure their credentials are what they say they are, because now anybody can put together a resume and say they didn't work with Justin Bieber and everybody else. So you just have to really be careful about who you're trusting with your career and your opportunities, and making sure that you're in the room and that you have a clear understanding, and never sign a contract without having an attorney or someone look over it who has a legal background.
That's
All
really
right.
good. That's some good stuff, because I've definitely read that in some articles, and then of course we see the movies about entertainments and how they, their managers took advantage of them and took all their money, and they come out with nothing and have to start over. And so that's a very, very, very good point, to people that's trying to get out there and get started, because you never know. You can't trust everybody. You just can't. Everybody's out for money. Everybody,
that's it.
Everybody.
Yes, exactly.
I do have one last question, and then I promise. Because I just thought about this, because there's a lot of parents who have children that want to get in the business.
Yes.
Do you have any advice for them? Being that you're you have two beautiful daughters.
Yes.
You may want to go into your footsteps one day, don't know, but do you have any suggestions for those?
Well, I have my youngest daughter, Ava, she's 13. She's a little actress here. And so she goes on auditions. And my advice to the parents, again, is do the research on, number one, who your child is going to be in the room with. Do not send your child into any atmosphere by themselves, because you don't know who's behind the door. You don't know what their intentions are. I would always make sure that I have a daughter, so I'm very, very protective of her. And so I'm always like, okay, where's she going and what's happening? Make sure that they're comfortable with what they're doing, and make sure that you are aware of everything that they're doing as well. Don't let anybody tell you, you can just wait out here. No, because the person who really has your child's best interest at heart also has your concerns and your interests as well. And they want to make sure that you're comfortable, and make sure your child is comfortable too.
Yeah, and make sure you have that open communication with your child, to where if there's anything that they're not comfortable with, they can be okay with sharing that with you. Yeah.
Absolutely.
The mothers have spoken, because I'm auntie and godmom over here.
So. Yes.
The mothers have spoken.
Listen, okay. Yes, indeed.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So so what else can we expect from you? So what are some upcoming things that you have going on?
Okay, what's coming up next is next week, actually. I will be in Houston on May 2nd. I'm doing an event, I think it's at Jones Hall. It's for Covenant House. If you're not familiar with Covenant House is an organization that helps homeless teens and young people. That's their whole vision, is to help the young people who are misplaced out on the street for whatever reason. And they raise money and do fundraisers and galas for them all the time. So I'll be a part of that on next May 2nd, next week. And then on the 4th of May, I go to do Covenant House again, but in Atlanta, Georgia. And from there, I'll be doing something in Missouri City, Texas for Juneteenth. That would be June 15th is a gala at the Missouri City Recreation Center, and June 17th, there is a Juneteenth celebration in Missouri City in the park. I'm not sure of the park, but I'll be doing like a 45-minute set with my live band. So if you are in Houston, Texas, or surrounding areas, you need to be in the building. And from there, let me see, I will be going to Chicago in July, doing the Chicago Grant Park Music Festival. Grant Park Music Festival. I'll be there at the end of July. And at the beginning of July, I'll be in Idaho the day before the 4th of July, and Hartford, Connecticut, the 3rd week of July. And I know I'm giving y'all a lot of dates.
Yeah, girl, we're gonna put all this in the notes.
Yes, it's gonna be on my website. And then where am I? Okay, then now I'm on October. Okay, October, where am I going? I'm going somewhere in October. Somewhere in October. I don't know. Hold on. One second. Let's see. I just give me a second. You know, this what happened when you live. You know, you just right here. You like
right ahead. She is a busy woman.
You like, does she really?
Yes,
I can't keep up. Some days I just call and say, "Where are you? Where are you at today?"
Okay, so September, I am going to be in Victoria, Texas, with the Victoria Symphony Orchestra, and then I'm going to be in Windsor, Canada, September 23rd. And that is a concert as well. Then I'm going to Kentucky, and then I'm going to Pennsylvania, and the list goes on. And then in November, let me just tell you, Houston, if you're in the Houston area, I'm bringing it on back to Texas because I'm going to be close. So I'm going to be in Victoria coming up in September. I'm going to be doing Juneteenth in Missouri City. But in November, the weekend of Thanksgiving, Houston, Texas, and surrounding areas, I'm going to be with the Houston Symphony for 3 nights.
I'll be there.
So,
right.
Yes. Yay. So a lot of things coming up, a lot of singing, a lot of auditioning still. I'm still auditioning still. Matter of fact, I got an audition that I got to take for Thursday that I got to do. So
CD. Tell them about the CD, your CD.
Oh yes, my CD is called LaKisha Jones, So Glad I'm Me. It is on other platforms, but let me just tell you this about the other platforms. Don't go there. Okay, go ahead. My merch link to my website is not set up yet. However, you can reach out to me, DM me, LaKisha Jones Music on Instagram. That's my Instagram handle. LaKisha Jones Music is the glam photo, honey. It's the glam photo. Okay, that's me. Then my Facebook is LaKisha Jones Music as well. My TikTok is LaKisha Jones Music. I'm starting my TikTok. I'm trying to get better at that, but I do have some videos and stuff up, so you can go check that out as well. My website is IamLaKishaJones.com. That's www.IamLaKishaJones.com. IamLaKishaJones.com. My dates will be up there as well. If you want any type of merch, I do a show called To Whitney with Love as well, which is my own self-produced show with Group 5 Productions. I do that show with the symphony. I also do it with a full live band. And it's a 2-hour show that's nothing but Whitney Houston. It's not me trying to be Whitney, but it's bringing you back to those days where you remember you give good love. Yes. When you remember saving all my love. When you remember I'm your baby tonight and how will I know? And Queen of the Night. Okay, so that's that show. I do another show called Queens of Rock and Soul. That's also a symphony show, but it's also a band show. So I do it with a full orchestration, and I also do it with a full live band. So that show actually pays homage to people like Aretha Franklin, Tina Turner, Diana Ross, Donna Summer. So I give you Nutbush City Limit. I give you River Deep Mountain High. I give you Think. I give you Respect. I give you all those ladies in one night. So if you're interested in any of those shows, those are, again, my self-produced shows along with Group 5 Productions. You can email group5productions@gmail.com. You can also DM LaKisha Jones, go to my website, send a message, get to me on any platform, and somebody will get back with you.
I was going to ask you, so let's handle business. How do they book you?
Yes,
Okay.
that's it. Yes, yes, yes. And if you have any private events, I do those too. Honey, my voice is my work. So that's what I do.
Well, we are going to make sure that the Coffee and Gumbo fam have all of the info.
Yes.
Yes. And
y'all please go support.
Yes,
my
please.
heart is full. One day, maybe we're going to be able to afford to have you do our Coffee and Gumbo intro.
In studio live.
See, that part. Thank you so much. You have blessed not only us, but you are going to be a blessing to anybody who takes a few minutes to sit here and listen to these nuggets.
Thank you so
just
much.
Provided, okay?
Oh my gosh,
I am so honored to call you friend.
Yes.
And I love you and thank you so much for this time you have.
I love you. I love you. I thank you so much. It's been a pleasure to be with Coffee and Gumbo.
Yes,
I love the name. I'm so excited about everything that you guys are doing. I'm so excited about the people that you're going to touch through this platform. And it is only up, 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 up. That's it.
Thank you.
Same
for you. Continued success.
No, it's no going down. It's only can go up from here. That's it. So I'm praying God's blessings over this platform. God's blessings over both of y'all lives. I am humbled and blessed to be a guest, and thank you. And also, I love you, and I thank you for being a friend, godmother to my daughter. I mean, listen, you are an extraordinary woman. So I thank you. Thank you so much.
To know one.
Thank you.
Thank you, Miss LaKisha Jones.
Thank you.
Love you.
Thanks. Bye.
Come back and visit.
I will. Next time I'm gonna have some coffee and some gumbo, and we gonna sip.
Bring
and
your mama. That's what I need to see, Miss Beverly. Bring Miss Beverly with you.
Oh Lord Jesus, listen, my mama, listen. It's gonna be a little Hennessy in that coffee. Love you guys.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right.
That was awesome. Awesome.
Thank you, Keisha, for those nuggets. That was really, really awesome. All right.
Guess what I just figured out?
What?
I'm gonna go on Amazon tonight and I'm gonna buy a gavel because these guests have just been holding court. And I just want to hit something sometimes.
Hey, well, you go ahead on and get you a gavel. I might give you a whistle. I might give you a whistle.
Oh my God, that was awesome. That
was awesome.
Bam.
Yes.
We hope you enjoyed it. We hope that it blessed you. For those of you who may have been just about to give up on your dream, she gave you a roadmap to get back on track. So
absolutely. Go ahead and take that jump. Take that leap of faith.
Take that leap.
Yes.
On that note, we always want to end the show with something good to say. So I'm just going to start off by just saying, take a few minutes of your day to love on somebody a little bit more this week.
And don't forget to love on yourself. Love on you too.
Yes. Okay.
All right.
That's the end of this episode. More
next time, guys. Looking forward to hanging out with you again next week.
This is the Coffee and Gumbo Show. And with that, Donnell Jones, take us to the bridge. Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for watching Coffee and Gumbo. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Come back soon for more hot, spicy, and flavorful conversation.